Hello and welcome to Panther Sports Zone. I'm Josh Crawford.
And I'm Brewer.
We got the claim in the SWAC regular season championship. The women's bowling team faced one of the hardest challenges yet this season. One of only two unranked teams, the Lady Panthers managed to secure wins against number 2, Sam Houston State, number 8 SFA, number 21 Lincoln Memorial, number 25 Central Missouri, and the eventual champion, number 7 Arkansas State. The bowling team will rest up a bit before resuming play in 2 weeks at the Big Red Invitational hosted by the University of Nebraska from Friday, February 26th through the 27th.
Continuing with women's bowling, the Lady Panthers brought in several postseason honors on top of regular season championship. Senior Crystal Klein is named to her 4th straight first-team selection and was named Bowler of the Year, knocking down the 95.71 pins per game. Not too far behind was fellow senior Asia Wren, who bowled 195.68 pins on her way on to first-team selection. Junior Stephanie Vasquez rounds out to the trio, earning second-team selection with an average of 189.93 pins per game. Head coach Glenn White was named SWAC Coach of the Year for the 3rd straight year in a row.
This weekend, the men's and women's track and field team put the final touches on their indoor campaign, competing in the Texas Tech Shootout, the last meet before the SWAC Indoor Championships. Notable performances came from sophomore sprinter Jada Sabir, as she PR'd in the 400 with a time of 46.43. 800-meter specialist Dina Murphy also posted a personal best, running a time of 2 minutes and 14 seconds, while junior Macy Guy placed 4th in the pole vault event with a season's best 3.7 meters. For the men, Devontae Jones ran a time of 6.82 in the 60, moving him up to number 5 in the SWAC this season. Sophomore Christian Derrick dropped a huge PR of 21.82 in the seconds in the 200, shaving more than a 1/10 of a second from his previous time. The Panthers don't get much rest as they travel to Birmingham, Alabama for the Indoor SWAC Championships in less than 3 days. Good luck, Panthers.
PV men's basketball ended a 3-game losing streak, downing the number 1 team in the SWAC, Southern University, 84-77. PV improves to 5-7 in SWAC, tied for 11th place in SWAC with 6 or more conference games to go. This time around, it was Jeremiah Gambrill who led the way for the Panthers with 25 points, 3 steals, and 5 assists. The duo, Jerron Daniels and Douglas Williams, combined for 32 points, shooting 10 of 16 from the field. The Panthers followed that performance up with a tight 71-70 win over Grambling State Monday night at the Baby Dome. Up by 9 in the second half, the Tigers stormed back to get within striking distance of PV. Grambling State managed the last-second field goal, but it wasn't enough as PV held for the win, yet another close game against a SWAC opponent this season. William Douglas did all that he could for the Panthers with a game high of 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, steals, and assists each. The trio of Juwan Daniels, Jeremiah Gambrill, and
about Juwan and Will kind of being the keys to success for that team. Like I mentioned earlier, obviously Will, how my relationship that I have with him being from Memphis, knowing that he comes from not only a prestigious high school, but a Power 5 school in SMU. And then Juwan is the preseason player of the year. Though you just knew coming into the season, those were going to be the 2 guys that were going to be, going to kind of carry the teams on their back. So, like I said, like I talked about last time, those guys are the keys to success. And then, our wonderful producers, through the stat that they combined 10 for 16. So what do you think about Juan and Will's performance, not only in this game, but how consistent they can be going forward?
Well, our own MMJ, Janarrius Howze, was there at the game on Monday. Why don't we go ahead and throw it to him to let us see how that game ended with Grambling.
I'm in the zone, competition's none in the league of my own. All about the W, I'ma bring it home when it's over with. I'ma be the king of the throne. Now who can stop me? I'm in the zone, competition's none in the league of my own. All about the W, I'ma bring it home when it's over with. I'ma be the king of the throne. I'm in the zone, look, I'm in the zone. The competition wet, tell them let's get it on. My hustle game crazy and I'ma finish.
Hello, PVAMU TV. This is Janarrius Howze, and today I'm here with Will Douglas. Will, I see you had a big win and had a big game. I want to see how you feel about that.
I mean, that's a pretty big win for us. Gramblin's a good team, probably top 3 in the conference. And them and Southern, those are 2 big wins for us because we forfeited earlier because of COVID. And, you know, it feels good to get that under our belt because, you know, we've been having a lot of uphill battles with the games and everything. So we're happy we got that win.
See, you was the leading scorer this time. Last game, it was Janarrius. Now it's you. Right. Also, you got 7 rebounds. What was your game plan going towards that?
Just trying to hustle and get the play and make the right play. We got a lot of good teammates, and I know it might not be my role to score every night. And so I'm just trying to fit in where I get in. If they need me to get more aggressive and try to get fouls, that's what I'm going to do. If they need me to rebound more, that's what I'm going to try to do. And if I need to cut and get other people open, that's what I'm going to try to do. So I just kind of let the game come to me and flow to me. And we got the win, so happy about it. So I'm going to try to keep going.
Dwayne, how do you feel?
I feel good, you know, coming up with a big win here in the Baby Dome. I feel like, you know, playing as a team, you know, defense led us to the win. Everybody contribute on defense and offense, not just, you know, doing their own thing.
And I seen you went to the free throw line like massive times. Like, what was the game plan for you to actually get all those free throw opportunities?
Well, the game plan was take Christian out the game, Cameron Christian, #1 for Grambling. So, I mean, I did that. Playing on a hurt ankle, you know, I mean, I'm going to play through it. Just getting their guards, getting their bigs in foul trouble, whoever we can get in foul trouble.
Yeah, I kind of see that. You get your teammates open opportunities and stuff. Like, what do you try to do to actually make that happen?
Just I feed off everybody, you know, not just, you know, trying to go one-on-one, you know. I mean, I feel like if I get my team involved, get everybody involved, then we'll have a big chance to win.
This is Janarrius Howze from PVAMU TV, and I'm signing out.
And looking from the stat sheet, we have a double-double coming from Jawan Daniels with 11 points and 12 rebounds. So that right there was just a good amount for just the team, for these 3 individuals to really come up and really take time. Next for the Panthers, they took on Arkansas Pine Bluff this Saturday, February 19th at 5:30.
The women's basketball team also proved successful in taking down the Southern Jaguars 62-55. The Jaguars only led once in the game early in the second before a 15-0 run by the Panthers put them up 32-18 at halftime as they never looked back. Prairie View out-rebounded Southern 41-32 and had twice as many assists, 14-6. Diana Rosenthal had a tough shooting night, going 3 for 10 from the field, but scored on all 12 attempts at the free throw line for 19 points. Kennedy Hurd led the Panthers in rebounds with 7 to go alongside of 13 points. The only other Panther to score in double figures was Jessica Solders with 12 points and 6 rebounds. The Panthers are tied for 3rd in the SWAC going into tonight's game against the Grambling State Tigers at the Baby Dome.
The tennis team managed its first win match this season with a 4-3 victory over UT Rio Grande Valley this Saturday. The doubles pairings of senior Mahanagi Green and junior Victoria Castillo took care of business, winning the first doubles match before the Curls took the next 2 matches to the first point. Needing the next 4 out of 6 singles matches, sophomore Gabrielle Lewis outlasted her opponent in the #1 single spot by scores of 6-3 and 7-5. Green put another check in the win column for herself on the day with a 6-2, 7-6 tiebreaker match win. Needing 2 more single victories to win it all, Claudia Isla Medina and Salma Villalobos beat their opponents in 3 and 2 sets, respectively, for PV's first win of the season. The women's tennis team's next opponents is Texas State set for Wednesday, February 16th at Prairie View with a 1 p.m. start. Coming up next, we have Caleb Carter to talk about upcoming baseball season and Super Bowl 56. Don't go anywhere. Hello, and welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. Our own Caleb Collar got to talk to some of the baseball players about the upcoming season. Caleb?
Because I did get to talk to some of the baseball players, and last year they won 12 out of their 19 games. And this season, we look to see, with those high expectations, what they can do.
It feels good. Battling all these protocols is something everybody has to deal with in this time, but I think we've done a good job of it. We got to this point, we're healthy, we're ready to go, and we're just excited to play some baseball.
And while the players were shaking off their final cobwebs from a long off season, one thing they made sure to let our crew know was that come February 18th, we were in store for some good Panther baseball.
You can see a lot of speed around the bases and in the field. Our pitching is going to be dominant, a lot of strike throwers, a lot of guys who know how to get the job done. And at the plate, we have a lot of talent, a lot of mixed things. We have guys that can hit for power, we have guys that can run, guys that can do the job. So we're just looking to get to the season and put it all together and just come out on top this year.
High expectations, but with a talented roster such as this, it's only a matter of execution. This is Caleb Carter reporting for the Panther Sports Zone.
Coming up next, we sit down with defensive and Jason Dumas discuss his recent NIL deal. But before we do that, Drew, and I know obviously you're gonna want to talk a lot about it because that's your hometown. Let's delve into Super Bowl 56. Obviously the Rams took home a thrilling game against the underdog Cincinnati Bengals, but it had all the kind of cinematic element that you want. It had a lot of rise elements, different plays throughout the game that were very critical. I was talking about Odell's injury. Both quarterbacks appeared injured at one point, and then obviously at the end with as we got a defensive lineman in here, Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in the league, making the biggest play at the biggest moment. So as an LA native, tell us as a California native, I'm sorry, tell us how you're feeling right now.
It feels great to have the city of LA finally get a Super Bowl ring after all these years. The last couple of times when the Oaklands were in. The Raiders were in Los Angeles, and then they ended up moving to Oakland. So just for the city to come back, and, for the Rams to do all of this moving around with the trades just to get Matthew Stafford in, I've always said that one of the things that hurt us was that we didn't have a quarterback. Jared Goff constantly making mistakes and not being consistent with his play. So coming in with Matthew Stafford, he's already been in the league for about 13 seasons. He's had his trouble in his time at Detroit Lions where he really didn't have a good enough team to really support him. So I just feel that with him coming to the Rams, this was a point proving that, as long as he had a good team and as long as we had a good quarterback, this is something that we could actually become.
Drew, because I got in a debate on Twitter about this. I think last night, Matt Stafford's only been to the Pro Bowl once. He's top 20 in most major passing categories, passing yards, completion percentage. He's the fastest quarterback to ever reach 40,000 yards. But in your evaluation right now, is Matt Stafford a Hall of Fame quarterback?
That's a tough one. I will say that his time in Detroit, it was he had Calvin Johnson, he had a couple of guys over there, and he did do what he could have done. In the time that he had Hall of Fame status. I'm not sure if he's there right now just yet. It's good that he won his first Super Bowl with the Rams, and I hope that he continues to do really well with the Rams and continue to stay, but I wouldn't point him out as a Hall of Famer just yet. I still think he needs a couple more accolades to make him on that top level. Like, he's not on the level of Brady, Breeze, and everything like that. He's still a good quarterback and deserves to be in the league and has a really good play. But Hall of Fame status as of right now, I don't think it's there just yet.
I think I share the same sentiment. Obviously, I think I told you as well. But one of the biggest reasons that I picked the Bengals to win the Super Bowl is because the quarterback position is probably the most singularly impactful position in all the sports. If you have a good quarterback on your team, if you're a football team, you're guaranteed to go further with that one piece than any other piece, in any other sport, basketball, football, whatever. And I saw Joe Burrow as a better quarterback in that game. Obviously Matthew Stafford has had, he has like a lot of, counting stats that say he's a good quarterback. But as an athlete myself, somebody that, just relies on the eye test more, I think he's the age-old argument. You can have a lot of stats, but I don't think he's really a winning player. Obviously, he proved me wrong because he won the Super Bowl. And I think that, a lot of people were happy that Matt Stafford won the Super Bowl, which is kind of weird. But he did fight through a lot in Detroit. In Detroit. So, but I'm a big believer in this Bengals team. You got T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, a lot of guys that have a bright future. So coming up after this, we will introduce and interview my friend and my teammate, Prairie View defensive end Jason Dumas. Come back after this. And welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. Joining us today, we have my friend, my teammate, one of my true brothers, Jason Dumas. Jason, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man. It's a blessing to be here.
Okay. One of the first questions I want to ask you, obviously we came in the same recruiting class, developed a bond, but we've also seen a lot. So this will be coming off the first time we won a SWAC divisional championship. What are your expectations going forward?
It's just building on that and, going back to the championship and actually winning it this time, just being in the SWAC championship, it's just a blessing to get there because a lot of people don't get there. But, just going back there and winning it for PV is going to be special.
I got you.
With that being said, I know you had Coach Dooley that was able to take you to the SWAC championship last year. So how does that impact that Dooley is now gone, and now that Coach Bubba is the head coach, and do you think he has the ability to continue this tradition on making it to the SWAC championship? Really, I'm going to give Coach Dooley his flowers. He brought me in, but, I see no different. I see this team just getting better, growing. The core values still there, and Coach Bubba has been there for 11 years, and I just see us getting better every day. We just working and getting better, bonding more, and I just think it's going to be better for us, change is never bad, this change is going to be good for us. That's good.
Facts. You mentioned the transition from Coach Dooley to Coach Bubba. We both, know Coach Dooley on a personal level. And, he was a man of many things, but one thing he wasn't was an NFL player. And Coach Bubba played in the NFL for a numerous amount of years. Obviously has connections within the league. And tell me how you feel about that as somebody who has had a decorated collegiate career, multiple all-conference selections, multiple All-American selections. And, we have a history here at PV, producing NFL players, whether it be Anthony Stubbs, Kadar Hodges, somebody that we both personally played with, and Quentin Bell. So just tell me, how a little bit, how you think about, Bubba coming into power, how that affects your NFL future.
It's just really going to open more doors for all of PV players and, just create more opportunity for us and allow us to get more looks, If you get more eyes at your players, obviously somebody's going to like you. If you get the opportunity and you're doing what you're supposed to do on the field and in the classroom, that door's going to be there. It's just up to them to let you go through it.
And let me ask you, I think I can speak pretty confidently when I say the first PV athlete to sign an NIL deal, obviously that, just came into fruition, less than 18 months ago. So just talk to us a little bit about the NIL deal, why it was important for you to sign at the particular company you did, and some of the expectations you have going forward with that company.
Yeah, I did obtain an NIL deal a couple of days ago. We made it official about 2 days ago. This deal right here is more than just, the aspect of just athletes, and being able to earn money. This deal is with an engineering company, actually construction to be exact. The owner's also a PV alumni, so he followed football closely, and he's seen my work ethic, from the classroom to the field. So he was just like, it's time to give back to, our athletes, and he just picked me because he said in this interview, he said, I'm just a nice guy. So so I guess, he just went ahead with it, just blessed me with that.
Facts. And, knowing you for 4 years, one thing you are is not a nice guy. But no, say the company name and say the man's name, Jason.
It's called Big. The Big is a construction company. Their motto is just working with people and doing things to
really better people in their houses and all that. So it's going to be like home inspections, construction, and just renovation.
Okay, sounds very positive.
So with this new deal signed and being able to play for a SWAC championship, how has that all affected you on and off the field? Like, how has that determined who you are?
Oh, man, it really made me even more hungry because, you know, I came as a freshman. I really didn't know what to do, you know. I really didn't play football that long, but, you know, this really affected me. It made me even more hungry just to go ahead and go get it. So it's just, you know, having that mindset, you know, being with Josh understand when I say this, when you just got to go and don't worry about nothing else, you just got to go.
That's a fact. You talked about, you know, us being in the trenches obviously together.
Yeah.
You know, we've both played in some very big games against, you know, very big opponents, not only, you know, record-wise, but, you know, people that have played in the NFL. Talking about David Moore, the guy at Grambling, Titus Howard, the guys, you know, currently starting for the Texans. So, you know, having been here at PV over 4 years, give me your favorite PV memory. You don't got to be on the field. Just give it to me.
I'm going to say a good one, I'm going to say a bad one.
Most memorable.
Most memorable? Yeah, I got to say the summer of my 2019 season, my sophomore season, man, the coaches was like really working us, conditioning every day.
From the pandemic, huh?
Yeah, and man, it was a grind. And the last day, we thought that we was going to have conditioning, but all we did was simple plays. And Coach Dooley and the coaches brought us closer to the field house, and we have a balcony. And all the coaches went up there, and Coach Dooley stayed down there, and we didn't think about nothing.
He wasn't.
And man, they had the water balloons and the water guns, and they just got us good. So you know, that one had to be my favorite one, because also we had a relief because we wasn't gonna run, because we was gonna get it that day. The last day we always get in and conditioning on the track, but you know, that day it was a blessing. You know, they blessed us with that one. Then it was cool weather. I remember that one.
I feel
so.
No, that was a really good memory, and you know, the fact that, you know, like I mentioned, all the games that we played in, you know, all the championships that we played in, you know, just the memory that you are most fond of is, you know, the camaraderie, the bond that we've built. But you know, obviously, let me, you know, focusing on your NFL dreams. You know, Aaron Donald, somebody that we both personally admire and, you know, model our games after quite a bit. You know, obviously made one of the biggest plays in the NFL. You know, I think I can assume that's kind of the basis of how you construct your game. Yeah. But you know, alongside AD, tell me and you know, some of the people watching, you know, who do you model your game after in terms of your technique, your play style, and who you like to, besides AD, who do you look to emulate?
Man, I would say AD is, you know, I watch him a lot. You know, he's, like, how he play the game is just a big factor of how I play the game. So, you know, I'm watching him, how he uses his hands, his feet, all his work ethic especially. But, you know, I pretty much watch everybody around the league, but I got to say Aaron Donald is one of my top favorite players to watch. But I really kind of changed my game because getting older, you know, in my career, you know, sometimes you just got to be you. So sometimes you're not going to be able to do what Aaron Donald do. But, you know, hopefully, and I say this with all respect, you know, I'm trying to be better than Aaron Donald, you know. So y'all just got to do me and just keep working.
As you should.
Well, that's going to be some really tough shoes to fill with Aaron Donald. You know how we do it at LA. So if you really want to come out there, let's do that. Well, that'll be all for today's episode of Panther Sports Zone. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30. Once again, I'm Brewer.
And I'm Josh Crawford.
And we're signing out.